I decided to spend next 10 hours learning Ana. Let's see how much I was able to improve. I already knew that Ana is gonna be kinda hard, but to be that hard, I watched quite a few VODs, guides, and unranked to GM on that character, and I was like, yo, this is actually easy, I can make it work. On hour 1, I understood how wrong I was about all of that. I would constantly find myself in situations where my teammates would just die and there is nothing I can do because I'm, like, bad at the character, you know? I could have saved them if I would have been better. But I'm just learning. And that was a horrible, horrible experience. For example, this Reinhardt, like, I'm holding on to my nade for ages, I'm telling you. And unfortunately, he got antied. The enemy Ana was definitely a lot more experienced than I was. Like, as well as here, the Pharah is gonna barrage, and I'm just literally holding on to the sleep. I'm like, just sleep dart him. So hour 1 was filled with despair, misery, and just the learning curve is not very bright for me. I kind of switched this relative aim sensitivity while zoomed to 45, which actually helped a lot because 55 is a lot faster than it should be. I think there is a calculator, so basically you have your ADS sensitivity and your hipfire sensitivity, basically unscoped versus scoped, right? And you want it to be equal or the same, right? And the same, I think it's gonna be 3789 or something like this. You can Reddit it. It definitely helped. My aim started being a lot cleaner. So, for example, here, that was a great mercy kill. And overall, I had my moments of glory, but at the end of the day, I was just missing all of my sleeps. My nades were horrible. Like, why would I nano this guy here? It was just a disaster and a half. I feel like the hour 2 is when I finally cracked the code of a good aim on Ana. I finally was able to, like, quick scope very accurately. I was able to heal my teammates in very critical situations, and when they needed me the most, I was not afraid to waste, or not to waste, to use the nade on myself. I was not afraid to use it on enemies and miss, and that was great. And I finally felt that I am useful and I can actually make a difference in my games. I found out that Bastion is the worst character against Ana because you can, like, sleep him really easily. You can anti him really easily. Like right here, I just kept my diva like absolutely safe and healthy throughout the whole engage. And the problem with me on hour 1 is that I was trying to DPS a lot more than I healed my teammates, and I found out that there has to be a healthy balance between, like, pressuring opponents and keeping your teammates safe. That was it. Hour 3, and I still feel like my ability kit usage is a little bit clunky, but I'm learning, I'm trying my best. I'm definitely a lot more accurate with my healing. I'm definitely more healing oriented than I was before. Like before, I would just, like, go full DPS ham and would be like, ooh, DPS, don't care. But sooner or later, like, you realize that if your tank is dead and if your DPS is dead or your second support is dead, like, who's gonna carry the boat and logs, right? You? No, you don't deal critical damage. Like, there is nothing you can do against, like, a tank, an enemy tank, or like 2 squishes or a squish in pocket. So I was definitely looking for ways to apply pressure, but at the same time I was looking for ways to heal my teammates. Beautiful anti on the Genji to get him killed. It was just great. Yeah, right here we like communicated with my Genji. It's really important to use voice chat. It's like you gotta be vocal with your stuff, and you wanna ask, like, Genji, are you ready? I'm gonna nano you, like, yeah, or something like this. This is really, really exceptionally helpful and will win you a lot more games, because I feel like #1 reason why people are losing games, relationships, businesses and stuff like that is miscommunication. So I gotta be really vocal about the stuff that you wanna do. Like right here, amazing anti on the Genji to really apply a lot of pressure onto him. This was actually a great team fight. I feel like if I would have the same knowledge and experience I would have had now, I would definitely do it in like a different way, right? But it is what it is. it was exceptionally clunky. I could not hit a single shot on that Kiriko. I feel like I should have just like used my scope there. Yeah, landed the final nano blade of the game, and we were able to convert the value here in a. I just landed on that guy's head. I was so clueless, so freaking clueless, and a beautiful nade to top it off. Oh my god. I think Hour 4 is one of my most satisfying games on a support, simply because me and Zen, the support pair, were able to tilt the enemy ball so hard that he actually could not take it anymore. Like, and I'm looking at my gameplay right now. Hour 4, oh my god, this is actually clean. Like, I like that my team is going for a very meta setup with Widow and Hanzo on Havana. Exceptionally good, simply because you have like long ranges, and Ana is complementing them quite a lot. It was just insane. This ball was suffering so hard. Like Ana Zen versus ball, nah. You gotta switch. You gotta switch to a character that's not gonna suffer. But honestly, every single tank is suffering from that horrible combination. Like, look at that. It is just unbearable. It is actually unbearable. I was able to nano my ball here. This is actually going great. I'm looking left, I'm looking right. I kind of control the whole area of the map. And the fact that this is not like a compilation of clips, this is just a whole clip, gives you an idea of how intense, how freaking intense the game was. He should have died here on Hanzo, honestly. I missed the nade pretty badly. Yeah, this is like, I'm not afraid to use my sleep. I understand that if the ball is gonna approach me, there is Zen with a healing orb to save me. Right here, great sleep to save the day. And this is the moment where ball is like, I've had enough of this. I've had enough of this. He's like, you kill me bro. Just no, left the game. It's over for him. No way. This is actually pretty good. I understand that like opponents are tilted and stuff, but I was able to div that Hanzo so freaking hard. It's insane. It is actually like it made me proud. I would not be able to do that on our 100%. So there is a massive improvement here in terms of my like mechanical skill on Ana. Hour 5. What a time to be alive, and what a time to play Ana. I was finally able to like get the sense that I'm useful, I'm helpful for my team. I can actually make it work, and that is like mind-blowing. I saved my teammates so much this game, and like in the next games of the challenge I've played, it was amazing and great. I did not use my nade like defensively that much. I like only went for the purple to pressure. At the same time, I was like as I relieved some pressure or released some pressure from my team, I tried to pressure the enemy team, and that was just great. Like look at that. I would not be able to hit that shot on the Reaper. I would not be able to hit that thing on the Sombra before that, and this was the final fight of round 1. Like Sombra is on my back, and I'm like, whoa! As well as trying to do like 3 things at once. It was just crazy good. I finally felt that I'm useful. That is just worth a lot, honestly. I should have naded that guy. He would have been dead. That's okay. That's okay. I'm still learning. I'm still missing quite a lot of my sleeps, but getting a tank friend or like a DPS friend that you can trust, that you understand that he can like help you and push the team to the victory, is a great thing. Like, oh my god, I just solely focused on like healing because we had Mercy, And that's another concept that I will speak about later on in this video. Very important one. If you want to learn how to play Ana, you really need to always keep that in mind. And that was a great moment here. I was actually able to break the lamp the millisecond and this guy Sigma just exploded. Holy. On the 6-hour mark, I think I was finally able to confidently say that I'm mechanically good enough to carry the games on my back. And this does not mean that I should like aimbot every single enemy that I see. It's the fact that I am in a great position, I'm using my abilities to the full potential, and I actually apply pressure and relieve pressure from my team, simultaneously helping them to get more value out of their things, right? I nano on the right time, I use my anti-nade the right time. It was just great. Like I'm saying that for the fifth time in the video, but I finally felt that I'm actually useful. But there are levels of usefulness, right? So you can be like a little bit useful, you can be giga useful, and you can be the reason why you're winning or losing games. Like right here, I should not have used my nade, unfortunately. Like, you should never use your nade to like save your teammates unless it's absolutely necessary, because damage dealt is damage healed, simply because like wounded opponents will not be able to pressure your teammates simply because they at the risk of dying, right? Another concept that I have noticed is that you need to really look at your support pair, right? This was the thing where I was talking about earlier. Like, if you have Lucio, you need to heal more. If you have Kiriko, you can actually go for more damage. If you have Moira, you need to heal more. Like, or if you have Mercy, you actually need to focus on healing more, because your tank is gonna be like in a bad spot if you will try to DPS. This is like a mind-blowing, very simple concept that actually changed my Ana playstyle. Hour 7 game, a legendary one. I broke my own record. I had the chance to sleep this Genji player 8 times, and I missed all of them. And I think that is a big reason why we lost this game. It was exceptionally close.
No, what?
I just couldn't. I could not hit him. Whether he deflected, whether he jumped over it, it was horrible. It was just so bad. I mean, I diffed him quite a lot.
I slept him.
That was a massive sleep. Holy! Like this thing is when you understand that you are actually pretty good at the character. Like, it took me 7 hours to really master the anti-nade, right? I almost never miss it, right? The sleep is a different animal. It's just pretty hard to hit, but I was able to hit some cheeky sleeps. Like right there. Look, what am I doing? Look, oh my god, that was just so horrible. Right there, I diffed the enemy Ana really hard. Like, this is actually a sign of skill when you are able to diff the enemy Ana. It was great. My nanos were absolutely on point. My antis were... I would have slept him here, but he faded, unfortunately. Yeah. I was doing quite well. Like, keeping the pretty healthy balance between like dealing damage versus healing my teammates. So pressuring versus relieving pressure. Right. Again, this like. He just jumped over my sleep. Jesus Christ. Like, that was a great sleep, actually. And I'm like, yo, guys, help me. And everyone's like, woo! Like, you need to use microphone. You really need to use microphone. And this is the last fight of the game. Overtime, we definitely had the chance to get the W here. I'm keeping my Sigma quite well and healthy here. I definitely would not be able to do that on hour 1. Jesus Christ, this guy is just surviving, like, you know, and then I slept this guy. Holy, like, come on, man. Same beast, different animal. I think hour 8 game is when I had the chance to really prove that I am worthy enough, that I'm mechanically skilled enough to play in higher elo lobbies. This was definitely an exceptionally hard game. The enemies were playing dive setup. And oh my god, was I suffering quite tremendously here. I really needed to be really sharp with my response to the enemy aggression. And like, it was just not working for the first map of Ilios here. We were just not having any luck, but the second one and the third one were definitely 10 times better. We kind of switched up the comp a little bit. And as you can see, I have a Lucio as my support player. It means that I really have to keep everyone healthy and safe while he's providing speed and boops, right? This is exceptionally important concept. You really need to know your like possibilities and limitations. I'm playing around my like cover. I'm 1 HP. This is so incredibly lucky. I think we would have lost the fight if I would be dead right here, but again, the luck was on my side this time. We were able to pick off the Hog, a beautiful anti on 2 players. I barely missed that sleep, otherwise this Mercy would have pulled off the Kratos meme where he's like falling from the edge. Yeah, this Tracer was kind of suffering quite a lot. Unfortunately right here I was not able to keep everyone safe and healthy, like right here, stop. Oh no, this is gonna be another clip, but yeah, as an Ana player, I think I realized that you really need to keep in mind that you have limited amount of ammo, and you like this, whatever the damage that you are dealing is definitely not worth it. Like if you can save your teammate. Again, applying pressure is exceptionally important, but you need to keep in mind, like that was a beautiful sleep, exceptionally important, but you need to keep in mind that keeping your teammates safe is a lot more beneficial. Like right there was a dive there, like, oh, get the Ana, beautiful anti, and then I nanoed my Doomfist, and we were able to just absolutely roll them. That was great. That was actually great. I think we were playing Reaper Symmetra versus Monkey, and this was just unplayable. This guy had to switch. This guy had to. This is incredibly unplayable, I can tell you. And yeah, we were able to convert it 2-1. That was great. That was actually exceptionally satisfying match that I was training for. Hour 9 is where I can respectfully say that I absolutely hate every single Sombra player in this game. This was just a disaster and a half every single time I would play. Oh my god. Even like looking at those clips make me cringe, suffer, and experience all kinds of pain and misery. Simply because, first of all, why is that character in the game, like, in the first place? That's a great question. All in all, I was doing okay. My healing was great, my nades were great, I kept my teammates alive, safe and healthy. Unfortunately, the enemy team was just so much more powerful in terms of like the DPS department that we could not do anything against them. 3-0 and 3 minutes 10 seconds. Like we were barely able to blast through on attack here. Suffering quite a lot. Although I like, in terms of my personal experience, I felt great. I was hitting shots. I felt that I am useful. I felt that I can actually make a difference in a game. Unfortunately, I feel like Ana is a very high maintenance, medium value character, in terms of like, you need to be so focused, especially when you're learning how to play her. You need to be exceptionally focused and stuff. If you compare that with Mercy, or if you compare that with Kiriko, for example, oh, you just press left click and then you spam your kunais and then you TP and then you cleanse and then you like very invulnerable and stuff. like Ana, you really need to think about your positioning. You really need to think about whether you can like throw an anti here, whether you can sleep or hold it so the enemies cannot like get close to you and get the value. You know, this is like holy. At the end of the day, you realize that someone has to carry the boats and the logs, and having Ana as your another option of a support pick that you can take and actually show the support diff is very, very valuable. And learning Ana was definitely not a mistake. I was able to get the idea of how important a healer can be, and sometimes people say that support is like a very non-valuable role. You cannot like win games when you are playing support. Absolutely wrong. You can actually make a huge difference on Ana and get the W for your team and get the value of the situation. Last and final hour of the challenge, and it's time to give my honest ideas and feedback about the character overall. If I were to start this challenge again, I would have done a few things differently. First of all, I would not force Ana on non-Ana maps. You really need to think about look at that right heart, Jesus Christ. Like, you really need to think about whether you can utilize your long-range potential on a map. For example, whether it's a map like Ilias, you really want to go for like Kiriko Lucio and go dive, right? Ana is like a fifth wheel on a car there. Like, yeah, Nano is great and healing is okay, but you're a bit clunky there, right? New Queen Street is a great map for Ana, like right here. I'm utilizing so much of my long range potential here. This is amazing. Another thing is that I would honestly watch a lot more guides to see how people balance between DPSing and keeping their tanks and DPS and support players healthy and safe. I would definitely spend a lot more time like in the practice range just to get the idea of the timings of the weapon, and that is exceptionally important. Overall, if I were to rate the character, I would say that if Winston is an absolute S tier, Ramatra is an absolute S tier in terms of my enjoyment of the character. Kiriko and who else was there? Mei are S tier characters. This is gonna be like low A tier. Do I like playing Ana? Sometimes. Sometimes it's great. Most of the time there are better, cooler characters that I would really want to play. All in all, I'm a DPS player. I don't really like playing support. I feel like my aim can be utilized in a better manner. So, yeah, that was the challenge. Thank you very much for staying with me. Thank you very much for being there. See you in the next one. Take care. Peace.